What is up, Prog family? Oh my god, what a day!
What a day!
And what news of this friggin' press release? Let's get right into it. We are the Great Canadian Apes. My name is James Marin.
Jim Marin.
We are not financial advisors, so take everything you hear with a grain of salt. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So, SEC press release, filing for $90 million worth of common stock. Is Prog loading their own boat? Will it help the company? What effect will this have on the current market price?
And other things we're going to be taking care of today is today's price action, including European markets, NASDAQ's threshold list, Santa's naughty list, T35 looming. Insiders are continuing to buy and hold stock. Unusual whales, strong buy recommendation from this morning. In the money calls totaled over 7.3 million. T2 settlement date needs to be settled by the end of the day tomorrow. Analysis on how deep the shorts are and summary of things to watch for this week.
All right, let's get into it, Jimmy. Let's do it.
So, filed today into the SEC from Progenity was on November 22nd, 2021. Progenity entered into an at-market issuance in which the company may offer and sell shares of the company's common stock, having an aggregate offering price of up to $90 million from time to time. So it's not like they are going to go on tomorrow. You never know. It could be tomorrow, it could be next week, could be after. We don't know. But from time to time, in at the market offerings through their agents, sales of the shares of common stock, if any, and notice that it says if any, because they don't know whether they're going to sell any
exactly.
or not.
Yeah.
Or at what time.
This is not definitive, right?
Will be made at prevailing market prices at the time of sale or is otherwise agreed by the agents. The company is not obligated to sell, and the agents are not obligated to buy or sell any shares of the common stock under the sale agreement. As a result of the approximate 44 million in warrant exercises to date in the fourth quarter, and I think we just saw that last week, and other capital raising transactions, management believes that the company's liquidity position prior to any sales of common stock under this sale agreement provides sufficient runway to support achievement of critical research and development milestones for at least the next 12 months. So they're saying that they have enough money.
They do.
To get through.
Totally.
They did raise $44 million. Likely, it was back a few days ago, November 16th, when we saw it go from 620.
Which we ate up like polar bears in a pond full of fish.
Which we did. And so no assurance can be given that the company will sell any shares of common stock under the sale agreement. So it seems like they're loading their boat.
Yep, for sure.
Like it did, so that they're ready.
Yeah.
That if it does go up to a certain price, it's like, hey, why not get in on some of that? And it could absolutely make them a more financially stable company.
Imagine being the company and running the company, and it short squeezes, and you can't even sell anything.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're just, making sure that if that happens, they can financially benefit from it too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Totally.
Absolutely. Now, there was a disclosure agreement in there that basically said, oh, well, it's, short selling, it's volatile and that sort of thing. That was the exact very standard agreement, that clause that is put in. It was put in with AMC's, is put in with any companies that, and let's face it, these companies have been shorted because they had a financial drain on them. Mm-hmm. So the shorts come in to try and jam them down to run them out of business.
Totally.
And who knows, maybe they were trying to run Progenity out of business because they had amazing patents, and maybe they were going to take some bites out of the big pharma's market shares. Actually, Matt Corey, shout out again to him, actually talked of that in a previous video, which I watched, and my goodness, that makes sense, that a company could be shorted, a small pharma company could be shorted by the big ones to make sure their good patents don't go to fruition. The shares of common stock sold pursuant to the sale agreement will be offered pursuant to shelf registration on the Form S3, which became effective on August 6, 2021. So we kind of saw that this was perhaps going to come because they've already put something in way back in August for it. So what's interesting is that they want to raise $90 million.
Yep.
So the stock goes to, I'll just use round numbers, 450. Then it would mean 20 million shares. On the date that it was put out, the stock price was $4.89, and therefore this constitutes roughly 18 million shares. If the price runs up to $9, then this actually would be 10 million shares. If it went up to $18, then we're talking about 4.5 million shares. What's interesting is they put this dollar figure of 90 million. They want 90 million.
Yep.
They loaded the boat with some stuff to sell out, and as soon as they get 90 million, they're done.
For sure.
Yeah. Now, whether they sell it anytime soon or later, we'll see. One thing is when we take a look at the float. So this is from Fintel. And on the 11th of November, there was 64 million in the float. One day later, November 11th, there was stated 83 million. And we covered this last week, and then it went up to 112 million. So let's see the price action that happened during that time period. So here we start out in around that November 11th with 64 million. And funny enough, when it went up to 84 million, it was largely accounting procedure, Ortex told me, because that was with the $20 million that they raised from issuing the 8 million shares. And it was another 10 million that was said earlier in the Q3 earnings report. And so that made it up to 84 million. And with that, it went up to $6. So that increased by 20 million. It actually went up by $6. But again, the 8 million really had nothing to do with it.
Yep, for sure.
Now, on November 16th, all of a sudden the float was now 112 million. And so let's just take a look at the numbers there. Okay. So this is from Yahoo. And so we had 64 million out on the free float on around November 10th. Then went up to 83 million. We see it go from 352 in around the threes. They were shorting it pretty heavily. So there was other factors involved other than the number in the free float. And then when 112 million came in, that's where we were seeing around the $6.20. And I do think that with these $44 million worth of warrants that they raised funds through, I do believe some of that, I don't know the 100% intricacies of this, but I would think that some of that went through to lower the price that then bounced up 3 days later to 5.15.
And guys, you know what? If you're scared of dilution, take a look at this. We eat this shit up like polar bears in a pond full of fish. I'm telling you guys. So look, once they put out 83 million. So yeah, it went to 297. But the next day, it went back up to 347. The next day, 112 million shares. You got 484, which is already up from the day before. And then it went up the next day as well. So you know what? Short term, it might have an effect on it, but it's great for the company. And usually long term, if it's good stock, stocks go up. Stock go up. Not financial advice.
That's right. It came down through here, and then it stabilized, and here we go. With the AMC, they did something similar.
Yeah, so AMC, since its stock started climbing at the end of January, the company has issued more than 100 million shares. Issuing new stock generally dilutes the value of a share and is typically done when a company thinks its shares are overpriced. But so far, AMC's stock price hasn't really been hurt. Like, they issued shares and it went all the way up to 72 still. So I wouldn't even be worried about that. AMC told regulators that it would sell an additional 11.6 million new shares, even as it warned traders not to buy its common stock unless you are prepared to incur the risk of losing all or a substantial portion of your investment, which Prog did as well. Like, I'm seeing so many parallels between AMC and Prog and what is happening right now. Not financial advice, but you know, I think something might be up. I think it's kind of bullish that Prog is looking so much like AMC did before its run up in June.
In around the January 26th run-up, there's 250 million outstanding shares on the free float. And not only did AMC sell upwards of 100 million shares during that time. They increased the free float from 250 million to its current like 530 million. And along the way, you had Wanda Group that
also sold.
divested.
Yeah.
And so here's like tens and tens of millions of shares coming out onto the market, that sort of thing.
Exactly.
And it still went to its 72 run up. If we can get through tomorrow, and I think we can.
It's strong.
Then if we get through tomorrow, then we will be able to force the hedgies to be able to do the T2 with the monies. And we saw the battle all day today.
Then you got that forced upward pressure that just pumps the stock into friggin' the moon, baby.
Yeah.
The moon. I think that, you know what? The news wasn't bad at all. I think that hedgies took advantage of that news to pump it down right at that second, just like they did when they did their Q3 earnings.
Yeah.
And people didn't really know yet, and they were shoving it down, so they wanted to scare people. But no, we bought it right back up. And you know what? It's not even bad news. You know what? They want to load their boat. They want to make some money off of this while we are too. You know what? Go ahead. It's their company.
And when we think about how much that could affect it, then, I mean, if it stifles the growth immediately, then yeah. But
they wouldn't do that, though. I don't think they would.
I don't think so either.
A smart business would not do that. And I think Progenity is a very smart business. I mean, look at the patents they have.
Yeah.
Like, that's a smart ass business.
And they came out with a $15 IPO. And so, you know, they're wanting to get some more of that money to be able to just be a better company. Now,
for sure,
look at the price action that happened. Started at $4.50. So in 6 minutes, they counted somewhere around 5 million shares in this group. I looked at it and was like, "Whoa, I gotta buy the dip."
Oh yeah.
And then I went back for another double dip. So I got a couple in there, which was nice. And then it did bounce back up to about 30 cents away from where it was.
We definitely have good support at 4, as you can see. Bounced right back above 4. Yeah.
And currently trading with only 6 minutes to go in the aftermarket at $4.17.
But we just keep on eating that up. We just keep on eating it up like polar bears.
The polar bears with fish in a barrel.
Oh,
Here we go.
It's
just gonna eat this baby up. They did it last week, and I think they can do it again.
Yeah.
Like I really do think they can.
You know
do
what?
it again.
Hedgies have shorts, but you know what? We polar bears and we got claws, man. We got claws.
That's right. Bulls.
We can hold on to this shit, you know?
Yeah, in bulls, we got horns.
Oh, yeah.
It's like buffalo. We got buffalo up here in Canada, too. We can go straight through. And again, a couple days after the...
not financial advice.
Not financial advice, but, you know, we saw it with the GME a couple days after with the T2 went up, and we showed us a little bit. And so just a little bit of a reminder on that. Same deal with the AMC.
So you're looking more Wednesday, I'm thinking.
Yeah, we got to get through tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, tomorrow's going to be a lot of people might be saying, "Oh my gosh, we're going to jump ship," or...
Oh, yeah, okay.
Whatever.
You guys, you know what you got to do? Especially with this friggin' filing, because you know that the media is going to take this to the cleaners with that filing. And we know that it's not a bad thing. So you got to get your FUD blockers. You got to put them on, you know? You know what I'm saying, baby? You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. So what if it goes down by 10%?
Yeah.
For like a couple days. So it goes from a 450 to a 420.
Totally.
That's, 8%, that sort of thing. But that's if they sold it all.
Yeah.
They haven't sold any.
They have not.
And they're saying they might not sell any, but they want some in their back pocket.
Yep.
It's like going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Right? You want some money in your back pocket.
Oh,
just in case, things are going and
yeah,
buy
you
it.
got those Mickey ears, or you're going to Universal and you got that extra butter beer,
That's right.
Oh my God, I want to go to Florida again.
And so today over in Europe, thank you very much, guys. We still held it, and they were trying all day to be able to get this thing down. And so they closed at $3.90 over in Frankfurt, Germany, and it translates to $4.38 US dollars. As we see here, it's still on the threshold list, and so it has been for weeks now. The T35 is going to be coming up very soon. Just a quick update on Ortex. Short interest change went down by 4.28% with 4 million returned shares. Again, they don't want to short it at this price.
I wouldn't want to short this company.
No. And borrowed shares, they tried to jam it down there. I believe this data would have been from 2 days previous. So that's going to be on Thursday. The percentage free float, 19.42. The estimated short interest free float, 20. The percent free float on loan, 33% of the float. Shares on loan, 37 million. And they're borrowing it at 94%. Utilization is almost at 100 still at 99.91. And taking a look at Fintel, I said top 3. So we're number 2. We got number 2 for the Bird Squeeze leaderboard.
We're all in this together, guys, right? Like European apes, Korean apes, Asian apes, Canadian apes, American apes, friggin' wherever you're from, we are all in this together and we are strong, baby. We are strong. We got this.
Absolutely. We've got a strong buy. This was this morning based on the 4-hour candles, part of pre-market, and the unusual whales from 9 a.m. this morning had this as a strong buy rating.
I'd have it as a strong buy rating too.
Absolutely.
Not financial advice.
So not financial advice, entertainment purpose only. Things to watch out for this week. Watch pre-market prices. Irregardless of what filings happen today, your market maker, whoever's the holder of these in the money shares, are going to want to drive the price down. And they try and do it in those pre-market hours. So buy the dip. It's going to be tasty. The increased price pressure could continue this week as hedgies likely have not covered all the calls. Prices by early midweek, so tomorrow, Wednesday. We've seen price increases in Progenity from October 15th to October 18th go up by like 70%. We've seen it in AMC, we've seen it in GME. Not financial advice.
And FOMO, we always love FOMO because FOMO is probably the best thing in the friggin' world, baby.
Honestly, I think there's going to be some digesting of this, that sort of thing.
For sure.
And so there is going to be a lot of fun on that. So maybe FOMO won't happen until the end of the week or the week after. But what's going to happen is if they aren't able to kick the can down the road with the in the money calls and they've got to buy them and we're able to keep over 450 tomorrow, then they are, that they're in.
Yeah,
and then the
totally.
price is going to go up.
Yep.
And it's with that, it's probably going to balance, if not more, the offering that we did today anyway. So we just got to be over 450 tomorrow. Got to go hard on it. Watch for inflated premiums on call options by hedgies coming out as they try to recoup their losses from last week's in the money call options and out of the money put options. And so really watch the difference between in the money prices and out of the money prices, because that out of the money price is going to the person selling the call. And often that's hedgy boy, right?
FUD articles will be increasing, especially from the filing. I've said it before. That's a very good sign though. Shorts are in deep ass trouble, man. So you know what? FUD blockers, we're getting them out again and we're putting them on. And we are the Great Canadian Apes. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so psyched for this shit, man. And anyways, my name is James Marin.
And I'm Jim Marin.
And we are the Great Canadian Apes. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like, comment, subscribe. Ape strong, man.
Ape strong.
Let's do this.
Yeah. Here we go.